All right, welcome to another Mouthpiece Entertainment movie review. Today, me, Nick P, and host
Dirty Diana
will be discussing a movie we just saw, Guy Ritchie's Wrath of Man, starring Jason Statham.
Yes.
And I am a huge fan of Guy Ritchie. I am not a huge fan of this. There's only two times Guy Ritchie has let me down, and that was with King Arthur and Aladdin.
I don't even think I saw King Arthur.
You ain't missing a goddamn thing.
Like, I wanted to, and it was on HBO too, and I was like, oh, I should watch that, and I just didn't.
Yeah, so I mean, Guy Ritchie, he gave us Lock, Stock 2, Smoking Barrels. He gave us Rock and Rolla. He gave us both of the Robert Downey Jr. led Sherlock Holmes movies.
That's right.
With a plethora of other things. And normally he is always firing on all cylinders, but except for those two marks on his career, and me being a fan, I can't pretend that they don't happen. They never happen.
I do like the way he films, so I like the angles he uses a lot.
I like the angles. Normally when he's using actors that were born across the pond, he gives us pure gold.
Mm-hmm.
But Wrath of Man,
it was not good.
It wasn't bad. It was not a bad movie. It's painfully predictable.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely Jason Statham, he fit the role.
It's very interesting because, again, normally Guy Ritchie movies chock full of actors from across the pond, which is already a cheat code because those sons of bitches are amazing at what they do.
Yeah, seriously.
Your Gary Oldmans, your Idris Elbas,
Mm-hmm.
you know, your Colin Farrells. I don't care how many people hate that guy. He's a national treasure.
He's a good actor. So
he always gets these A-class ability actors, even if they're not A-class celebrities. He always gets dynamite people. And this time around, he got a lot of who the fuck are they and where have you been? I haven't seen you in a long ass time.
Yeah, definitely. I made a mistake though. I confused one of the actors with a different actor because I thought, what's his name? Bullet in the movie, the Holt McCallany, however you say his name.
People will know him because he is one of Joss Whedon's favorites. He's in any movie Joss Whedon has basically ever done. He even showed up in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show.
Yeah, well, I for 5 minutes, I completely confused him with Brian Haley because I don't know why they look so, they have such like a prominent jaw that sometimes it throws me off. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen him in a movie in forever. Like what? And yeah, that's not the same guy.
Yeah, Holt, as always, he is definitely a brand actor. He's always the same person all the time, regardless. Even if he's a good guy, he's still that asshole in the movie.
That's true.
When when Joss Whedon took over the Justice League, he brought him in the first opening scene, which made absolutely no goddamn sense, where Batman uses him as bait to track down I can't think of the name of it. It's like a parademon is what they're called. Parademon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was trash. It was pointless. But in this movie, Guy Ritchie used him as the person he always plays.
Yeah.
The tough guy who's kind of, a man's man.
Yeah, his character wasn't displeasing, though. Honestly, surprisingly, it got better as the time went on, because I was not expecting it to get better acting-wise, or just, to be more interested in the storyline as it got on.
So, you know what? Let's back up a little bit. This is a revenge heist movie.
Yes. And there's not really any good guy or bad guy. Everyone's kind of a bad guy in the movie, which is the funny part. Everyone's kind of unsavory in their characters.
I mean, Eddie Marsan, the guy with the glasses, the businessman of the whole situation.
Yeah.
Always delivers. He's one of Guy Ritchie's go-tos. He's always delivered. But his role was just to be the guy with glasses and says words.
Yep. if they're on the list, go for it.
Like check.
I can only be confused for so long. Like, what are these lines?
It's basically like this guy shows up to Guy Ritchie's birthday parties and says, "Hey, I got your son a gift," and Guy Ritchie goes, "All right, cool, you're in my next movie."
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing because again, he always delivers. But in this one, it's primarily American or Canadian actors, and it's
kind of cringy.
It's
the
almost
first half.
It's almost like he told them to bring your D game.
It's like really forced locker room bravado talk. I was just like, this is so... Everybody's doing this the whole half of the movie. Like, at the beginning, like, yeah, dick. Like, what?
It's like, this is really what somebody who has never been in an American blue-collar job thinks happens at an American blue-collar job.
I swear.
And honestly, you're not wrong.
But also...
It was really forced. It was really forcing.
Yeah.
And as you know, I love dope, female, tough characters. I don't like stereotypical, grating on my whole soul, tough female characters because it's just so generic and forced.
And she was in this one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They didn't have a cool, tough chick. But no, like I said, as the movie progressed, it got better when they got to the other half of the team, I guess.
So this was basically the later half of Act 2 is what we're referring to. So there's an A team,
and then there's a B team,
and there's a B team, and the B team is led by Jeffrey Donovan, who, if you ever just watched Burn Notice on USA back in the day, you know who Jeffrey Donovan is.
And then they have...
When You're a Spy. That guy.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy. It's like him.
He's pretty solid, too.
He's always solid. Him and, like, Bruce Campbell are, like, my favorite B actors. But Jeffrey Donovan is, like, clearly an actual actor, while Bruce Campbell is all charisma all the time. Just bring it here.
And then I would have to say probably the least favorite character in the B team would be Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood, in my opinion...
He didn't do it for me, personally.
Towards the third act, he did.
Yeah.
For me, Scott Eastwood delivered in the third act. Is he a fantastic actor? Would he be an actor if his last name wasn't Eastwood? Probably not.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibes I got from him. It's not like it's Denzel Washington's son.
I mean, would he still be, like, modeling underwear? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Those baby blues, probably.
But towards the end, it's almost like maybe they got interrupted during the pandemic with filming and then restarted later, where everybody had a chance to, cool off and be like, oh yeah, I'm an actor, not a dipshit. And came back and, like, nailed their roles.
I don't know, but it was noticeable. It was the first half of the film. It was noticeably different than the second half of the film. It was kind of a weird thing, but it made me not hate the movie also. I don't know. Right. It was what I asked for. It was what I expected, pretty much. We're
trailing off into summer. We want action movies.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have to make sense, which is why Fast and the Furious always dominates.
Well, and it did. I'm not a big fan of jumping back and forth between timelines, which this definitely did. It's like 1 week ago, 3 months ago, 5 months ago, 2 weeks later. And I was like, I get it. Okay.
It's a very weird and watered down method that Guy Ritchie normally uses, but in this way, it was very weird. Normally, it's like the whole, if you've ever seen Guy Ritchie movies, you know what I'm talking about.
Also, his recovery time, exquisite.
Right? Right. So normally Guy Ritchie movies, they'll show you a part, and you know it's significant, but you don't know how significant until, like, later on in the movie, where they play that part back and you see side B of what's going on.
Yeah, that's totally true.
He did that here, but he did it full-blown, hey, we're not even going to explain what's going on. We're just going to jump back and you can see it. And I'm going to let you know we're jumping back by telling you it's 2 months later.
But
5 months
it kind of worked, though, because of it's like with this type of style of movie, it's not like it needed depth or anything. It's just like... True. It was pretty in your face. You got the storyline. It wasn't really confusing. It just wasn't great. But at the same time... But like I said, I didn't dislike it. I would probably give it, I don't know, a hard 4.7.
Damn. All right. I mean, again, it's still a Guy Ritchie film. I understand what he tried to do, but Josh Hartnett is not a bad actor.
Yeah, I'm not saying he was bad. I'm just
he was not
watch
good
it
in
again,
here.
Probably.
He was not good in this movie. Again, the flashbacks without the exposition with like a Cockney or British or goddamn British accent. It was noticeable.
And then like the forced how fucking tough guy Jason Statham was. Like we get it, we get the image that you're tough, but like everyone's like boss, yeah, and he's just like it. Just I didn't buy it.
Yeah. So I mean, as just your run of the mill action flick. I'm not even going to say as a run-of-the-mill Guy Ritchie action flick because this is definitely not that. I'm just saying as a run-of-the-mill action flick, I am probably going to go with 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Will it have some replay value? No.
That's what I'm saying. I just couldn't give it a 5 because I have movies out there that I would rate a 5, but that I would watch again. But this one isn't it. I couldn't give it a full 5. So 4.7 is for me, I'd say.
No. And you know, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, I'm not just going to give this movie a bad review and say, you know, deal with your life. I'm going to say you'll be better off spending your time watching Avengement with Scott Adkins instead of this movie.
Yeah.
So you have a better alternative. It's still a revenge flick, but it has way more personality, way better action. This one was pretty much a cutscene out of like, I don't know, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It was not bad. It was just...
And we were like, are we playing The Division right now?
It's The Division!
So yeah, I mean, like, I'd say it's worth watching one time, just like The Mechanic or Transporter 3. Like, it's okay. But
if you are a Guy Ritchie fan, you'll be disappointed. If you are not a Guy Ritchie fan, you'll say, all right, that wasn't bad.
Yeah. But I wouldn't probably go and buy another ticket to go watch it.
No, I'm not mad that my tickets were free. Thank you, Cinemark. So yeah, for Mouthpiece Entertainment, I've been Nick P.
And I'm Diana.
Hope you guys enjoy the show.
Yes.